Detroit is 1-8, and we are 1-9. We gotta win this game, man. I'm not sure I can handle another crap show. Although allowing Josh Jackson threes is probably a good way to win. And with our two big lineup, we might actually be able to score some inside. Jeremy Grant can't really guard actual bigs like that. Looks like the playbook has changed up a bit, though. Getting Christian involved early is a great sign. Well, those good signs are out of the window. Oh, we finally freaking score. It's been a little over 5 minutes. We have 7 points with 3.5 minutes left in the quarter. What a crap show already. Really, the only good things from the first quarter were the Christian Wood 3 and this drive from Josh. He's been one hell of an experiment as a backup point guard, and he hasn't been terrible at it. Him showing aggression like this is definitely a step forward, though. And if he can get to the line regularly, that should really open up his offensive game. Then the last thing to even be remotely interesting in the quarter is Garuba taking Grant off the dribble for the layup. And honestly, I was pleasantly surprised. I don't think it'll be normal at all for this season for that to be happening, considering he's been basically a 0 on offense so far. But maybe he can develop something like that in his game eventually. The second quarter starts out pretty well with KPJ running right by Marc Gasol, who apparently is still playing. And out of all the teams, he decided to sign with Detroit. Pretty much the only reason we even get to score for the half of the quarter is because Marc Gasol is too slow-footed to guard anyone on the perimeter. I mean, even Christian is getting around him off the dribble. And we're 13 minutes in this game and have 17 points. And KJ might have just taken the most wide-open shot of all season for us. Thank God he made it, because I'm not sure that I can handle another miss. But the offense is about as good as it gets in this game in the second quarter, which honestly isn't really saying a whole lot. But the KPJ Christian connection has been nice early in the second. And one of the few times our screens have actually worked this season happened to line up with one of our threes that actually goes in this season. And then we score 4 more points in the next 5 minutes. And then in the third, Detroit kind of takes off from us, and we spend the whole quarter trying to catch up. And we still only have 45 points entering the fourth quarter. And Josh Jackson, who is 3 for 18 at this point, makes a clutch shot with a minute and a half to go to put the Pistons up 5. Somebody put me out of my misery here. At least Christian sinks 2 at the line, and then KPJ gets a dicey pass to him, but he ends up sinking that one too after taking way too long to go up with it. But of course, we don't play defense, so the Pistons are just back up 3 just like that. Christian has definitely been our best player this season, though. Out of our 68 points, he has 21, along with 13 rebounds and several clutch shots down the stretch. Nevertheless, we are still the Rockets, and we still suck. So we turn it over on a potential game-winning possession. And that's it for me. I'm going to Cancun to make my phone calls from now on. You will not catch me in Houston for the rest of the season. Speaking of phone calls, I made a few when I left the game around halftime. Eric Gordon and a bunch of seconds are going to New Orleans for Josh Hart. He'll help them be more competitive in their push for the playoffs. And from what I was hearing, they weren't really in love with keeping Josh Hart anyway. Satoransky is probably going to get waived, if we're being honest here. Speaking of waived, we sent David Nwaba to Memphis for Carson Edwards in a second. Carson Edwards will also be waived. And as for a John Wall trade, the only place that I can get to pick up the phone is the Clippers. Bledsoe is a negative. Kennard is really hit or miss. The person they'd miss the most is actually Zubac, probably, which is why we'd send them Biyombo, because both of them are guys you probably won't play that many minutes in the playoffs anyway. If they don't want to go through with that one, then I'll probably end up sending Wall to OKC along with the Bucks pick next year. Either way, I'm going to Cancun. You can't force me to watch Rockets basketball this season. As far as the trades, it's very early in the season, but I mean, have you seen what we've been putting out on the court? So we traded these guys to better situations. Hopefully we can get John to somewhere where he can win some games, because I'll be surprised if we win 20 games this season. I will see you guys in the off season.